Hello everyone, and welcome to Galaxy 89 Cars. Today, thanks to Premier GT, I'm taking you on an in-depth exterior and interior tour and exhaust sound video of this one-of-one Porsche 918 Spyder, here in paint to sample cerulean blue. This car is for sale with Premier GT at the time of filming, and all of their contact details can be found in the description of the video. Despite now being over 10 years old, the Porsche 918 Spyder remains at the pinnacle of Porsche's road car lineup. It used concepts based on the 911 GT3R hybrid race car that helped to enable it to be the first production car to complete a sub-7 minute lap of the Nordschleife. 918 is based around a carbon monocoque and comes in at 4,645mm long, 1,940mm wide, not counting the mirrors, 1,168mm tall, and weighs 1,675kg without the Visec pack. Now moving to the powertrain, which we can't really see here. 918 is powered by a unique plug-in hybrid setup based around a mid-rear mounted and naturally aspirated 4.6 litre V8 that produces 608 brake horsepower. This beating heart is paired with two electric motors, one on each axle, producing 286 horsepower combined and all-wheel drive. That results in a total system output of 887 horsepower and 944 pounds-feet of torque that can propel the car from just 0 to 62 miles per hour in just 2.6 seconds and reach a top speed of 214 miles per hour. While we're looking at the rear, we also find the unmissable dual-top mounted Inconel exhaust exits that we'll hear later in the video. At the rear of this section, we come to the cap for the 8.5 litre engine oil reservoir. If we move back up, above the exhausts, we find two further reservoirs that I believe are for coolant. Now moving down to the corners, we come to the optional fully magnesium wheels that are 20 inches at the front and 21 inches at the rear. Braking performance is provided by carbon ceramic discs at each corner, 410mm at the front and 390mm at the rear, with an integrated energy recuperation system. 918 stability is provided by aluminium double wishbones at the front and an independent multi-link system at the rear, all with Porsche active suspension management system. Now we've finished the model overview, we can start the exterior tour from front to rear. 918 has quite a clean design language. The lower section funnels cooling air to the brakes. The intakes on either side are for the radiators, but also feature active aero flaps that can close and open to optimize aero efficiency. The carbon splitter runs the entire length of the front panel. Moving up from this, we come to the full LED headlights. They come with Porsche's now distinctive 4 DRL pattern. As we continue to move up, we can see the large clamshell bonnet with the metal Porsche badge at its base. Below this is a vent that funnels air from the very front of the car for enhanced dynamics. Now starting to move back, we come to the windscreen with its race-style single wiper. Behind this is the roof, with its double bubble design. That is an homage to the Carrera GT. I will show you how to remove the roof later in the video. Now moving down to the sides and starting at the front, we find large air vents that release air from the front arches to increase stability. Below these are the minimalist, yet purposeful side skirts, that starts with an opening to channel air more efficiently along the side of the car from the front arches. The long pods behind come with further radiators for cooling. In front and up from these are the slim electrically adjustable wing mirrors. Back from the mirror and on the right side, we come to the charging cap for the 6.8 kWh battery. This can be utilised for hybrid or electric only driving for 30 km of all-electric range. On the left side and in the same place, we find the petrol cap for the 70 litre petrol tank, with the car returning an MPG range of 22 to 91 miles per gallon, depending on which drive mode is selected. Moving back up, we come to the small port window between the rear buttresses. Now at the very rear of the car, we can start with the wing. 918's wing has an active aero capability. It can generate 150 kg of downforce alone when tilted 15 degrees in race mode. In total, 918 generates 300 kg of downforce. There is a slim integrated brake light in the rear of the wing. Below this, we find model insignia and branding. On either side of this, we find vents at the rear of the wheel arches that increase airflow and stability. Underneath these are the LED rear light complexes that have a bi-level design. There are large vents below the lights to enable enhanced cooling and airflow. At the bottom, we come to the large carbon diffuser that features active flaps on its underside that can retract for enhanced aerodynamic performance. We also find the race-style central brake light and reversing camera. Now we've finished the exterior tour, we can move inside. 918 features a standard Porsche key, here finished in cerulean blue, with buttons for unlock, lock, and for the front boot lid. The small, light carbon doors unlatch and open easily with a custom door latch mechanism seen here. In Porsche tradition, the interior is finished to a very high standard, and I'll go through each component in detail. Below this is a coloured leather section and a simple door release. As we move down, we come to the Burmeister door speaker, small open storage area with buttons for front and rear latches, mirrors, windows, fuel flap and interior lock. Behind this is a slim leather upholstered armrest. When we move over the wide carbon sill, we are greeted by a carbon footwell with 2 pedals and a further speaker. If we move up, we find the first manually adjustable air vent and controls for the exterior lights and keyport. The small steering wheel starts with a 12 o'clock marker, buttons for the display and calls, then cruise control, manual mode, and a programmable button on the left. On the right is the drive mode selector with its red push to pass boost button, and further controls for the driver's display. Looking behind the wheel, we find the slim carbon panels for the 7-speed PDK gearbox. We can now start 918 and view the various displays. The left display shows speed and mileage, but also model number, road speed limit guide, and limits. Centrally, we find the rev counter with digital speedo. To the right, we can see petrol and charge meters, but also a lap timer, tyre pressure, G-force, the trip, pressures and levels, and boost indicator. Moving right, and we come to the 8-inch TFT screen, currently showing the sat-nav. Below this is the 7-inch touchscreen. Here, we can access the radio, phone connectivity for calls and media, the sat-nav, car, the basic setup, to alter exterior features including the rear wing, lights and reversing camera, and charge information and a general info screen. Just to the left of the screen is the drive selector and parking brake. And above the screen are buttons for ESC and traction control off, hazard lights, front lift, and the Porsche active suspension management system. The underside of the central column is open, with gloss carbon and the car's number plaque. At the base of the central column, we find a small armrest that can be lifted up to reveal a small storage compartment. On either side of this are the 918 carbon bucket seats that are manually adjustable for back and forth, and electrically adjustable for up and down, with the button to the outside edge. If we look up, we come to the interior lighting controls. And below them, the ovular rear view mirror that provides a fairly limited view. The roof comes in 2 sections, with a simple release catch on each side. Before I demonstrate how this works, I'll quickly show you the usable glove compartment that is opened by pressing a small button to its left. Now moving outside, we can open the bonnet using the button on the key. There is a small latch on the left that needs to be turned to enable the bonnet to be lifted. This carbon structure is very light and features the front arch outlets I featured earlier. The carbon front boot has a capacity of 110 litres and features significant padding. The small carbon wing that sits on the windscreen when the roof is removed is also stored here and can be easily removed. Moving back up to the roof, each section can be easily unlatched using the latches I featured earlier, then lifted out. Once lifted out, they can be carefully stowed in the front boot. When finished in the front, the bonnet can be brought down and carefully secured. We can retract the wing before starting the car. So that concludes my in-depth exterior and interior tour of the 2015 Porsche 918 Spyder. As mentioned, the car is currently for sale at Premier GT. All of their contact information is in the description of the video. Please feel free to subscribe for my latest content, and until next time, thanks for watching.